All right, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA, and today, in this Friday, right ahead the game against Rayo Vallecano, we have a bunch of news that we have to comment a little bit, talk about, and of course, analyze and give you all my opinion on the different topics, the most important topics actually about Real Madrid today. So I will be talking about four different names for four different reasons, but all of them important for all of us. I'm going to start talking about Vinicius Jr. and the information that came out this morning from ABC Spain claiming when the renewal of the contract of Vinicius Jr. is going to happen. So I will let you know when Real Madrid is planning to sit down in the table with Vinicius Jr. and sign his contract, with his renewal contract for the next several years. And I also will be talking about two possible brand new signings. Karim Adeyemi, number one, and number two is Antonio Rüdiger, because I have to share with you all an update, a very important update, because in my opinion, after this latest news, Antonio Rüdiger is closer than ever to Real Madrid. And then for the end of the video, I will be talking about the latest news that we have on the possible transfer of Eden Hazard to a very important Premier League team. I will unveil who I'm talking about. So let's get started with Vinicius Jr. and let's get start talking about the information that came out, like I said, from ABC Spain, claiming Real Madrid right now is not interested at all in sitting down on the table right now and renew the contract of Vinicius Jr. The reason for that is because for them it is important the player to stay focused and concentrated in what is really important, which is the club, the games, and still performing as good as he's doing so far. Right? I mean, the contract of Vinicius Jr., the current contract expires in 2024. So there's no reason for anybody to rush and sign another extension or something like that. So that is the reason why ABC claims Real Madrid is not interested at all, or is not thinking right now in renewing the contract of Vinicius Jr. because, I mean, we have plenty of time, right? There's no reason for rushing and things like that. On the other hand, Vinicius Jr. I think it was yesterday, he said something really interesting as far as his contract and his salary and all the stuff. And although he recognized his salary, his contract, his current contract right now, it is the same contract he signed up, I think it was 4 years ago when he was 16 years old, 5 years ago when he was 16 years old. He said that is not concerned at all about the salary he will make in Real Madrid in the future years. Because the most important for Vinicius Jr., and this is something that I really love from Vinicius Jr., the most important for him is to play in Real Madrid. And now that he is succeeding, now that he's performing incredibly good, he's performing amazing. Every single game is a kind of, it's a spectacular, it's a kind of show for everybody. The last thing he's thinking about, is his salary. How much is he going to make and things like that. The other thing, by the way, Real Madrid wants to set up in his contract is a super massive, insane release clause of about 1,000 million euros, which is, like I said, insane. But this is, of course, to protect the player from any kind of, possibility or chance for PSG to sign the player, because there have been a lot of rumors about Al-Khelaifi trying to, take revenge and try to pay to Real Madrid with the same coin because of the signing of Kylian Mbappe, just signing to Vinicius Jr. But to me, that is something that is not going to happen at all. It's very difficult for PSG to sign a player who is really happy in Madrid and who wants really stay playing for Real Madrid in the near future. That is going to be impossible. So there's no rush, like I said, for Real Madrid or even nor for Vinicius Jr. to sign another contract, an extension, or things like that. It's something that is going to happen, though, by the summer, according to ABC. Apparently, they want to extend the contract until 2027, but not for now. The most important for now is to keep the player focused on the most important things. So now let's move on and let's keep talking about more stuff regarding to Real Madrid, because as you know, last night I told you all the agents of the super spectacular and promising player Karim Adeyemi, the Salzburg player, center forward, were in Madrid, visited Madrid, Valdebebas, but also they visited as well to Atletico de Madrid. So those are the details that have been leaked over the last 24 hours as far as the meeting that apparently his agents and Real Madrid agents or people or whoever had yesterday just to negotiate the possible signing for Real Madrid or Atletico de Madrid. I mean, the agents of the player were in Madrid trying to offer the player to Real Madrid, like I said, or Atletico de Madrid. We don't know anything else, though, as far as that meeting that they had yesterday in Madrid. From my understanding, Real Madrid is not or shouldn't be really interested in the player, considering he plays in the center forward, but it's not, and although he's very young player, just 19 years old, it is not the kind of player you want to sign for, send him on loan or something like that. No, he made his debut with the national team of Germany. He's a very important player. He has scored so many goals, and nobody is expecting to sign a player like this to send him on loan, wherever. You know what I'm saying? So, considering Real Madrid will sign or might sign to players like Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland, to me, it is very difficult to believe this player will end in Real Madrid when he won't have a real chance to get a spot in the lineup of Carlo Ancelotti. You know what I'm saying? So, although the player is not very expensive and we could, handle it, the price and all the stuff, the problem with that, it is just that we don't have more space and more spots for anybody else. I mean, if you sign in to Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, but you already have two, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo Goes, or even Benzema, it is going to be so complicated for the player to have a single chance to play and succeed in Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't know what is the idea of Real Madrid for this player to sign him or whatever, but to me, it is very difficult, like I said, to believe he will end playing for Real Madrid or signing a contract for Real Madrid. Maybe for Atletico de Madrid works a little bit better because they have the Luis Suarez, who is getting older, is aging, and of course, it is probably a good idea to start to look for or sign younger players for those positions. You know what I'm saying? So, but not for Real Madrid. So that is as far as Karim Adeyemi. And then let's move on and let's talk about Antonio Rüdiger, because he's getting closer to sign for Real Madrid. And the reason for that is because yesterday we learned Chelsea has renewed the contract of another center back, which is Chalobah. Chalobah has renewed. 22-year-old guy, very good defender, very promising player. And of course, if he has renewed his contract with Chelsea, that means Chelsea is not finding the way to renew the contract of Antonio Rüdiger. And maybe it's because Antonio Rüdiger is looking forward to leave and get out of Chelsea and sign for Real Madrid. So he's asking things that he knows Chelsea can give to him. So to me, that's why Antonio Rüdiger is forcing, pushing, and pressing to get out of Chelsea to sign a new deal, a new contract with Real Madrid. So, but that is my opinion. That is what I see, and that is what I think. So maybe you guys have different approach or different opinions about that. So comment in the section below, of course, and you can share it all with me and things like that. So, It is good. I mean, very good news for Real Madrid, because if we are able to sign the player for free, only maybe paying a little transfer fee to the player or something like that, we will have in return a very good center back for the next year, and that would be awesome for the defense of Real Madrid, who in my opinion still needs another more experienced and skilled center back. You know, right now the fourth center back is Jesus Vallejo, but in my opinion, it is not. I mean, he doesn't have the quality, the experience enough to play as a fourth center back of Real Madrid. And Antonio Rüdiger is obviously way better than him. So in my opinion, that would be a great signing, a great deal for Real Madrid if we are able to sign him for the next year. And let me finish this video with the news that I got this morning from Eden Hazard and the possible team very interested in signing for the next month of January. This team from the Premier League, it is Newcastle. As you know, the new rich Newcastle wants to build up a super project, and of course the name of Eden Hazard, among other names, super big names, are on the list right now, and apparently they want to start the negotiation with Real Madrid next month of January to sign the player as soon as possible. So the thing is Real Madrid really interested in selling Eden Hazard? The answer is yes. I mean, although Carlo Ancelotti is, press conference in and out, defending and protecting the player and saying that he has to be patient and he has to keep working and stuff like that. Of course, within Real Madrid, the mentality, the opinion, the idea towards Eden Hazard is a completely different. And for them, as long as they can get rid of the player, they will. I mean, as long as a good offer comes through and we are able to negotiate for the player, then we will see to Eden Hazard leaving Real Madrid in the month of January. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't want to get a very bad deal, but we have to keep in mind we can ask like 60 to 70 or even 80 millions for this player. What we can ask for Eden Hazard is something at some point between 30 or 40 or even 50 millions, and we're lucky if they give it to us. So to me, the best choice, the best option for Eden Hazard, the best option for Real Madrid is as well try to get rid of the player, try to get a good deal with Newcastle, and of course it is going to be good as well for the player because he's not playing at all in Real Madrid and doesn't make any sense to keep him on the squad, feeding his faith or hopes to play again, because that is not going to happen. I mean, as long as you have a Vinicius Jr. performing in the way he's performing right now, it is almost impossible for Eden Hazard to have a single chance to be the first pick of Carlo Ancelotti for this season or maybe the next season. So the best thing we can do, and it is not only good for the club but also for Eden Hazard, is to get rid of him, sit down and negotiate with whoever wants to Eden Hazard, and that's it. So that is pretty much what I have for you all, guys. Now comment in the section below, and of course subscribe my channel, Real Madrid Hub.